This playthrough is rated E10+.
Continue on. Shall I say?
Greetings and salutations, viewers. Vauldemare back here with the finale, or let's end this with the Secret of Mana remake. Yeah, I decided to finish the game after playing it. Took about, I don't know, less than 20 hours to get to the final bit of the game. Right now we're in the Pure Lands, leading up to the final bit of the game. So let's see what mysteries our companions will uncover due to working together to get to the final bits of the area. So let's enter the Pure Land and find the Tree of Mana.
Where are we?
Look! That must be the mana tree! We did it! Now all you gotta do is revive that mana sword and get out of here. This feels like I'm dreaming. Did we really do it? You made it. I'm glad I met you. And you too, for that matter. What can I say? You guys would have been lost without me.
So much has happened to us in such a short time. Without you guys, I never would have made it. Thanks. There's one last job to do. If the mana tree can restore the sword, that fortress won't stand a chance against us. Let's go!
Fools! Feast your eyes upon the power of the Mana Fortress! Fire!
Come. Awaken.
Where are we? Wait! Where's the mana tree?
Drat! Thanatos gave us the slip again. And we were so close. What's going to happen to the world now? Dialogue is...
I have been awaiting your arrival. It is I, the Mana Tree, guardian of this world. Do not despair. Even without physical form, I am still with you. The resurrection of the Mana Fortress has used up most of the world's mana. Soon all the mana beasts in the world will be transformed into one giant creature. This great mana beast is the only one who can bring mana back to the planet. But the rapid decrease of mana has caused the beast to descend into a crazed frenzy. If the beast attacked the fortress, the world would not survive the encounter. The only way to avoid this tragedy is to first defeat the mana beast with the sword. Only those with the blood of the mana tribe in their veins can wield the mana sword. Your father, legendary Tasnican knight Saren, was to retrieve the sword, but 15 years ago, Saren sought to defeat the evil emperor, but he was badly wounded. With the last of his strength, he journeyed to Potos to retrieve the mana sword, but he never made it.
You mean that ghost I saw by the falls? That was my father?
Yes, it is true. Your father was the legendary knight, and I was his wife. Your mother. We are of the Mana tribe, members of our tribe are fated to become the mana tree to protect the world for future generations. Others, like your father, inherit the mana sword to fight the evils that threaten peace and prosperity. You must stop the fortress. Its stores of mana are nearly gone. You could penetrate its shields. With the last of my energy, I will call upon the seeds of mana to once again resonate with your sword. I am sorry. I was never there to care for you growing up.
Mother! Wait, is that really you? But what happens without the mana tree? No! We finally meet and now this? Talk to me! Mother! Mother!
Oh no.
Mother... She...
Snap out of it. Your mom gave us hope. Don't let her last moments go to waste. It's tough, but we're all dealing with our own losses. Sis ain't got a mom. Neither do I.
Sorry. I'll be okay. The Mana Tribe, huh? I've got big shoes to fill. But I'll protect the world like my mother and father.
Now you're talking. That's why you're my #1 subordinate.
Yeah, I don't know why, but it almost feels like I met my own mother. She's here in my heart, just like your mother's in yours.
That's the spirit. You guys ready? 1, 2, 3. All right.
Well, I guess with the revelation that our father and mother, well, mother just died and father's been dead for quite a while, we can just put on the happy music, even though we've screwed up pretty badly because, you know, the Tree of Mana got destroyed by Thanatos. Yeah, in this game, the heroes, even though they win, they kind of make a lot of bad stuff happens. I mean, yeah, it happens in other games, but I don't know, in this one, they seem to, like, screw up pretty badly. But anyway, let's get out of here with our flying mount. Flammy? I'm not sure. We use one of those, drums. I think it's a Taito drum or something like that. I think I had something like that as a kid. I think Native American tribes have something similar as well. I forgot what it's called though. But yeah, does not our flying mount look like a dragon with anime protagonist hair or something like that? But yeah, the world doesn't look too good now that the Mana Fortress is here. So yeah, we have to find the Mana Fortress, which is lying around here somewhere. It kind of looks like a, I don't know if I'd say a spaceship, but oh, there it goes. Let's take a look at it before we actually run into it. Yeah, it kind of looks like an old-fashioned, like something from like an old sci-fi movie or something like that. But before we do that, let's upgrade our weapons a bit from the orbs we acquired while we were in the Pure Lands. If you've fought in every, well, you have to fight every boss, but if you found every treasure chest that that acquires 2 weapon orbs, which you get from most bosses and everything like that. Well, let me show you the levels after I upgrade them. You should be at like level 7 for most of them, except for like the Mana Sword. Oh yeah, and Watts follows you throughout the whole game to upgrade your weapon, so you don't have to go all the way back to the Gaia's Navel to do it. So let's just upgrade all our, or maybe it's level 8 or something like that. But anyway, let's see. Just pay for all those upgrades really quick. Even though I probably won't use most of these weapons anyway. Let me go to the menu now. So yeah, it should be, well, don't ignore the actual levels of the items. That's just how often you use them, how often you can charge them or whatever. But yeah, all of them should have the orb. You see on the orbs, it should be filled out except for the claws or the or the axe. For whatever reason, you can't get to level 8 with these items. You have to get them from drops, which I'll talk about that in the final dungeon. And I didn't notice this the first time I was playing it, that I don't know if it's in the original game either, but if you look at the details in the weapons, it tells you like what their damage or what their type does, like blood poison, or at least that version of the claw, the Griffin claw poison enemies. But yeah, I noticed on the last final, quote unquote, most of them just do damage to dragons, except yeah, bow raises critical rate, and yeah, whip. Yeah, all the weapons are supposed to do extra damage to other like creatures and stuff like that, but when you play the game, you almost kind of forget those little details. Yeah, I usually tend to just leave the hero on the sword, and then I usually put the other two characters on like ranged weapons. So like if they're not casting a spell, which you're probably gonna be doing throughout the most of the game, that's what you're supposed to be doing. And I hardly ever put the attack gauge on the AI more than one, because it just takes too long. And what if you miss? That's probably one of the few things I hate about this game is the, let me see if I can look at the stats really quick. Even though we have a high hit percentage, you'd be surprised how often in this game we miss attacks. It's kind of ridiculous. I forgot that was one of the most infuriating things about this game was that. I don't know if I showed this in the let's first impressions video of this, was the, if you go to the inn and rest, if certain, scenes have occurred, or well, if just the story has gone on at some point. Oh, you can see I've earned a lot of money because I was trying to grind for like rare equipment and stuff like that just for fun.
Seasons is amazing.
I know. I think it's the forest's fault I'm always hungry.
Wait, what would a forest have to do with your appetite?
The forest is sectioned off into the 4 seasons, right? That means seasonal food is ripe all year round.
Aha.
Winter fish runs, spring fruit picking, and all the summer and fall harvests in between. We've got it all. Ugh, I'm getting hungry just thinking about it.
I'm getting hungry just hearing about it.
Now is not the time for this.
You're right.
Prim always being the downer and ruining everyone's fun. I think I remember a character kind of being like that, but the thing is, these conversations, they weren't in the original game. They were added to this game to add characterization to the characters, because technically in the original game, Randy, the main boy, almost had no characterization outside of being the hero. I think for the most part he was silent. Like the game would just tell you the story and he would react, but he wouldn't say anything about it. So anyway, let's activate Flammy again, who we found as a little creature, and then Truffle, the king of the mushroom people, decided to raise him, and he was the one who taught him to respond to the drum or whatever. But yeah, do you see that? He looks like he has protagonist anime hair. It's kind of almost ridiculous. You almost gotta what's the word? Being just kind of give in to the silliness of it, because this game overall, even though it has some serious moments, is a little bit more sillier. Anyway, we are at the final battle of the game, the Mana Fortress. I'll probably end up skipping most of the monsters and just kind of run into them, maybe kill like 1 or 2 on screen. Probably the level I'm at, like 60 or whatever it is, 65. I'm probably a bit over leveled for the finale, but this is probably apropos level to be at. Let's see, the Darkstalkers there, they have, I'm trying to remember what rare equipment they have. I think they have a brace or something like that. I'd have to look it up. If you're trying to, yeah, look at me. Like, I have a 94% to hit with my sword, right? Okay, well that didn't. You saw how often I was missing when I was at 100%. I mean, that happens all the time, even though the game says otherwise. This is a. Oh yeah, probably. Well, I'm not gonna cast spells all the time. This guy is a fiend head. He has the amulet ring, which is a rare arm drop. He also has axe orbs, which if you saw on the inventory screen where the axe orb wasn't completed, the only way to max out the axe is to grind that guy till he drops a axe orb. these blue creatures here, the metal crabs, they have the javelin orb, and I think that's it. They might have an armor piece too, but they have a javelin orb, which, oops, got turned to Moogle. Luckily I had the Moogle belt. I forgot who get, the Moogle belt you get from a town if you bring back a item from a hard to find city. Anyway, yeah, the blue crabs can drop the javelin orb. That's the only way. That's one of the ways to get the javelin to level 9. That's actually the max level of the weapons, but you wouldn't know that playing the game. You think it'd be level 8, but oh yeah, that orb there, the whimper, that drops a. It also drops an armor, I believe. It might be a helmet piece or something, but it also drops an orb too. I forget which ones drop which orbs off the top of my head. I probably could look up the file. These got that blue thing there, the tsunami, drops. It drops an. Oh, well, I don't need to grab that. Actually, I could show you something. Yeah, this thing, the tsunami or whatever. That's what these blue things are called. They have. They also drop a weapon orb as well. And they also have, I think they drop fairy rings too, I believe. Oh yeah, on the treasure chest I was talking about how they weren't dropping traps or they were just giving me candy. Well, apparently later on in the game, traps become more commonplace in the, especially at the end of the game. They start summoning Grim Reapers, which can either insta-kill you or put your level at 1. If you want to prevent traps from activating, if you cast Analyze on it, it'll remove the trap completely. And so all you'll get is whatever the item drop is. So that's a way to help prevent you like trying to grind for levels or grind for items and then not get your item because it dropped a trap instead. So yeah, grinding in this game is pretty annoying. It's almost not worth it really, unless you're trying to trophy hunt or achievement hunt. Because to get like max trophies, you have to get max all your weapons level 9. You also have to max all your magic at level 8. And you also have to get all armor, weapon, or all armor, armband, and helmet pieces. This character here that looks like an anime hero, or a wolfman with anime hair, he drops, I think he drops the best armor in the game for the Prim and Papoy. I think it also drops a weapon orb too. I think it's the. Well, let me look at the weapons again. I think it's the bow. I could be wrong. Yeah, I might look it up in between because I'm gonna have to upload a different file after we get to a certain point. I want to fight the first 2 bosses with this file, and then I'm gonna play the other file for. Oh yeah, you have to slash it with the sword. And I need to activate these switches here. Yeah, this final area is gonna have in the Prime Land, which I was at before we started that cutscene there. That also has 2 pieces of equipment that the Prime Land you actually can't go back into the level itself after you beat the Mana Tree. So there's like an armband and a headpiece that you get there, which I think I'm actually equipped with right now, if I recall. Let's see. Yeah, the Griffin Helm is dropped by Griffin Claws, and you can only get that in the Pure Land. So if you get past the Pure Land without having grabbed it, you pretty much can't get the helmet achievement, which, yeah. And then I think... What else is... I think a Dragon Coil, I think, is dropped by a creature called like a... well, let me look on... You can actually look at the... monster types here. Let's see. Is it? No, where is it? Oh, there it is. Ice Bandit. I think that drops the Dragon Coil. I could be wrong, but it drops a rare armband that if you don't get there, you can't get it anywhere else. So, yeah. So if you're trophy hunting or completion hunting or whatever, this place just takes us around the dungeon, so we can skip going that one. I don't know if I showed this on screen, but the whip is used to activate these like little areas to get across. Without it, you can't get across them. I don't think what else. Doom swords. These guys drop. I think they drop a rare equipment too, I believe. Yeah, I'm trying to. I think it's an amulet as well. Or no, maybe it's a chest piece. These books also, the books that we're fighting, the National Scars, they also drop equipment you'll need to pick up for the achievement. Yeah, there's a lot of, basically it's almost the final area of the game that has all the equipment, rare equipment drops. So like I said, you almost have to like, you almost have to attack these guys. Oh yeah, I probably should start beefing up my defenses so that way I'm not like, I'll probably cast the magic one for now. Oh yeah, over the course of the game we get all these different spears to help us. And each, Pufoy and Prim each have their own unique spells that they can cast. Right now I'm casting wall so it reflects magic so that way I can prevent myself getting moving around or something like that. Because when you get attacked you have to, it pauses everything or whatever. Oh yeah, there's one of those guys. I think you can either use the sword or axe too. Actually, I think the axe might be more efficient. No, it's about the same either way. I'd rather use the sword. Yeah, like I said, I'm probably gonna. Actually, maybe I should be showing off the spells slowly but surely just to show you them off. But the spells look different over the course of the game. When you get when your levels become higher, they start having different effects, or they become more intense, like the fireball there. Like at the beginning of the game, it just shows like two little pitiful fireballs hitting an enemy or whatever. And then over the course of the game, if you hit max level, the fireballs become like dragons and stuff like that, which is kind of neat. Look at the game's pretty, because of the ring system, you can usually go through the, let's just like, nice blast or whatever. It's not its weakness. There's actually a spell in the game that actually tells you an enemy's weakness, which I'll show it during the boss fight. Which at my level might take a few minutes. Okay, yeah, this is the first boss right here. Of this place, the Vampire Lord himself. And of course we get to hear the awesome battle music. And yes, I'm going to leave it on the original. I'm not going to use the remix. Because I'm sorry, I don't like the remix. Well, there's like 1 or 2 songs I like that in the remix. But overall, which is weird, I tend to like the remix of a lot of game songs because they usually do a pretty good job. For whatever reason, I do not like the remakes, remake music or whatever. I don't know why. Oh, yeah, here. Yeah, it'll show on the top screen, 42,099 MP. 99 is the max MP for anyone. Lumina, huh? So this will be one of the few times that our Prim actually gets attack magic. Usually most of her attack is to, like, defense or whatever, but her one attack spell is, well, one, I can cast Light Sword on all of us so we can actually help with the damage. Yeah, he tried to target us in my, so you should oh, that's right, it got reflected. Whoops. I forgot the saber doesn't go through reflect. Whoops. Yeah, that's what I get for not paying attention. But let me show off Lumina, and then we'll just have the I forgot what your strongest spell is. Yeah, we'll just attack with letters just to show you how the attack would work. Yeah, Lumina's attack is just a beam of light that hits the enemy. Yeah, this is real. The boss music's really catchy. I don't know why, it just is. Now let's show up gym music. This will give us a reason to show off all the attack spells. And you can actually stack spells one another, so that's another problem with the game, is because the ability to stack spells and magic means you could hit a guy, like, even the enemies can do this to you too. You can just attack each other, like, just keep stacking magic on someone, and there's not much they can do about it. Kind of a bad game design, don't you think? But whatever. Yeah, playing this game again, I realize oh, we beat him. You get a trophy here, but I already beat him off screen for another file. And mainly because there's certain enemies I can't get till I get so deep into the fortress. And so I needed to get there so I could grind for that stuff off screen, so I wasn't showing you, so. Yay, we did it. And we just get our HP refilled, I believe. Yep. And continue on. Yeah, not really that difficult. I mean, at least my levels, anyway. I've noticed this game tends to be a little bit easier than the original. I don't know why, because in the original, I swear I died pretty regularly in the original game. Maybe because I wasn't prepared or whatever properly, but yeah, in this game, I died. Well, actually, I never truly got wiped out. Like, I had characters die. Oh yeah, these guys are shapeshifters. If you... the shapeshifters can turn into a creature called an eggplant man or whatever. It also is a rare drop, but it's better to go to the Pure Land and grind that drop. But anyway. I'll show you the eggplant. I'll in the final file, when we get to the final little bit of the game, I'll show which enemies have which, what items you want to grind for, if you're trying to grind for stuff. If not, you can beat this game easily without grinding. Only for completing. Oh yeah, there's an eggplant man who got changed from a shapeshifter. He has an arm brace, I believe. He can spawn if our armband or whatever. Yeah, these guys don't have anything. Oh yeah, these these things are really annoying. These like flying jellyfish. They cast magic absorb. And if you're at a low level, they'll just absorb like all your MP. It's kind of, unless you have fairy walnuts or go back to rest, it's really obnoxious to do. But luckily at my level, they can't, because my magic resistance is so high. They only absorb so much. By the way, I'm going through the fortress at the most efficient way, without like, okay, second boss, the I forgot what it's called, the giant slime, I think, or something. Well, let's analyze it. But I already know what his weakness is. It's shade. That's it. Oh yeah, shade can only be used by the Papoi or the Sprite, however you name him. Yep. While Prim can use Lumina and the actually, is my barrier still up? I might have. Okay, I did reflect it. Oh well. Well, luckily that's only an attacks, and I'm gonna mainly cast magic on him. So, yeah. Another problem with this game is that knowing when certain spells run out. Like the game will say you run out of power, but there's not an obvious bar that tells you like, or like symbol on you that says, oh hey, by the way, your we'll attack him to reduce the Lumina barrier. Even though most of our damage near the end game, most of the damage you'll be doing to the enemies will be magic. So it's almost kind of like, which I ended up starting to use the magic most regularly anyway, because like 9 times out of 10 the weapons would miss. It's kind of ridiculous. Like, yeah, I got obnoxious at whoops. So yeah, he's getting attacked, so I can't cast magic from him while he's being attacked or whatever. Yeah, see, I'm not doing much damage. I mean, I could charge my weapon, but the problem with charging your weapon is that, one, it takes a little while, unless you cast quick, and even then it doesn't go that much faster. There's a chance you'll miss. So you waste all this time charging up your attack, and it might even miss. So, I mean, it does more damage, but casting a spell is almost a lot quicker, and 9 times out of 10 guaranteed. And there he goes. He's dead. Yay. Yeah, like I said, at this level, they're pretty easy. I don't know. I mean, maybe they're harder. Although I don't remember these final bosses being that difficult, the original. Then again, I might be a bit over leveled. You could probably be at like mid-50s and be fine for levels at this point. I might be a little bit too high for this. But anyway, we enter the final section of the fortress. However, we will be using a different file for this, but I wanted to show off some of the last little enemies before we go. That guy over there is a Master Ninja. He drops the... I think he drops the best armor in the... Well, he drops a weapons orb as well. I think he drops the whip, I believe. I'll look that up in between levels. But he also drops the best armor in the game for Papoi and Prim, I believe. And I think that's it. Oh, wait, no, there's one more dude. He's in this next room over here. I think he's called Master Macer. He has the best armor drop. I think, well, like I said, I'll look it up. I believe he has the best weapon drop, or armor drop for the boy, or Raffi. Yeah, if you look at most, the original design for all the characters, Raffi was usually mentioned as the boy, Prim was the girl, and Papoi was the sprite, so. Anyway, I'm not going to finish the rest of the game on this file. I'm going to use my file, which is grossly over-leveled because of all the grinding I did, as well as almost maxing out my magic and everything. So I'll see you back here with the best party you can get at this point. So, oh yeah, I thought I'd add this little scene in here before I get back to the fortress. For those of you who are wondering how to grind to level 8 for Prim, which she's kind of hard to grind levels for because of the because most of her, well, actually, no, she isn't hard for. What am I talking about? It's usually Popoi is hard to grind levels for, which I wanted to show you your levels really quick. But the fastest way to level up at least Prim is just to go to the Wind Palace with Popoi's grandfather, because he'll heal you every time you talk to him.
Take care.
So all you have to do is just switch to the girl, you know, press whatever button you have for to activate her skill tree, and then just cast a spell on everyone but her. So cast it on the sprite, then cast it on the boy, and then just keep doing that back and forth until you max out your levels. Now, why do you not want to cast on the girl? Because it'll slow down how fast you can grind the levels, because because she can't cast a spell while a spell's being cast on her. So you want to cast it between the boy and the sprite, just overarching until you get to that point. So I thought I'd show off how to grind, because for Popoi, unfortunately, because there's no enemies right outside the Wind Palace, for Popoi you just need to kind of cast spells with the sprite just throughout the game, just overall, just kind of keep it even. So anyway, I'll see you at the fortress. All right, we're back here in the Mana Fortress. I'm on my max, well, not max file, but I'm on my file that pretty much unlocked everything in the game for the most part. Now, as you can see here, all my weapons are now in the red status except for the sword. That means they're all at 9th level. That means they have the max level that they can be throughout the rest of the game. Well, max in their terms of their power, not my levels, as in the boys' levels and use of them. Now, why is the Dragon Buster not level 9? Because we can't do that for story reasons, which will be found out here in a minute or so. But yeah, all of them are maxed out. The magic's almost maxed out, except for the sprite, which I'll be doing on screen just to show you the achievement for that. And then one of the achievements is the finishing out the guidebook. All you have to do on this is just talk to everyone in the game. And it just gives you a look of all the characters. You got the main characters, Luca, Dialect. Actually, I think I showed up to Dialect, and then after that, I think I ended the episode or something like that. I think. But anyway, it's been a few weeks since I recorded the last the thing. Because even though this game didn't take me that long, I didn't play it like straight through. I was doing other stuff. Yeah, just all the characters here. Yeah, Neko or the. And then some crazy characters, one of the villains, and then here's all the summons, you know. I think that's kind of a nice feature to have all of them. The only ones you could only characters you might miss on this, are the, people you don't talk to, but one is, oh yeah, Santa's in this game, by the way. Yeah, Santa Claus, not just like some joke or some variation of, no, Santa Claus, and Rudolph. No, the only character you might miss without talking to them is Elman here, and that's Prim's dad. And yet there's never a reason to talk to him. You could easily skip him throughout the whole game and wondering what this block is. Yeah, he's just in some house saying, hey, don't chase after Dialect. And that's pretty much it. There's no major scene with him or anything like that. It's kind of weird, actually. I always thought she was a daughter of the queen or king for some reason. I guess it's been a while since I played that game, but anyway. Then we got all the monsters here. Well, we should have most of the monsters except for the final, the next to last boss and the final boss. So the final boss doesn't count for the purposes of the grind, but yeah, just most of the bosses are here. Yeah, see, King Vampire, Dread Slime. Yeah, we even fight clones of ourselves at one point. Yeah, robots and stuff like that. For enemies, when I was talking about the, Mace Menaces, now we can talk about the enemies. We're going to go over them just really quickly for those who want to collect everything in the game, just to go through it. The Wolf Lord here, he drops the Fairy Ring, which is the best item in the game for armbands or whatever. He also drops, let me see if I can get to it. Sorry, I'm looking up a guide for that just to show you that. He drops the Glove Orb, which you need 2 of those if you want to max out Glove to level 9. So yeah, you need 3 drops from him, which is kind of annoying because the orb drops are rare. The rings you can actually get quite frequently, at least I did anyway. But yeah, so the Master Ninja, he's actually kind of annoying opponent if you're not prepared because he can kamikaze you and almost kill you. He drops the Boomerang Orb to max that out, and then I think he drops, let me see, I'm just looking up. He drops the best armor in the game for Prim and the Sprite, or Popoi or whatever. So yeah, you need Well, if you want to get the best stuff, you need to get 3 drops from him as well as him. The Mace Menace, he drops. Let's see. Mace Menace, he drops the best helmet in the game for the for Prim and the Spirit, or the Sprite, Papoy. He also drops. Let me see. He also drops the Whip upgrade too. So yeah, another one you need 3 from. The Whimper, he drops the Javelin Orb, and is that might be it actually. Let's see. I thought he dropped a like item or something like that. Oh, he drops the best armor for Randy or the boy. The Fiend Head, he drops a rare armor called the Vampire Cape. Obviously, if you're not trying to complete it, then don't worry about it. But if you want, you need to at least get 1 for the purposes of the armor achievement. He also drops the. I think he drops another one you need a few of. Yeah, he drops the Axe Orb, so you need at least 3 drops from him just to complete the use for him. The Tsunami, he drops the Spear upgrade, as well as the a Amulet Ring. Not as good as the Fairy Ring, but if you want 100% completion, you need that. Let's see, who else? Master Ninja, Whimper, the Wolf Lord, Metal Crab. Metal Crab, which is this guy, he drops the bow, final bow orb. So you at least need 1 drop from him. Let's see, for rare drops, the, oh yeah, the, let me see, the, where's the sword? This guy drops a rare ring called the Guardian Ring. I'm going to go over rings really quick just to show you those. Darkstalker, he drops the Ninja Gloves. Ice Bandit, he drops the Dragon Coil. I was right on that. Eggplant Man, he drops the Watcher Ring, who watches the Watchers. And then the Ghost here drops the Imp's Ring. So that's all for the rare drops on the armband or arm gear or whatever. But everything else you just need to buy once throughout the course of the game. So those you can pretty much, as long as you remember to buy everything once, you'll be fine on the regular stuff. Oh yeah, Griffinans, they drop the best armor in the game for the boy. They're only in the Pure Lands, like I mentioned before. The Griffinan and the Ice Bandit are only in the Pure Lands. The Eggplant Man's easier to find in the Pure Lands, so it's probably the best place to grind for that if you want to. The National Scar here, which I don't even know what's called that, drops a helmet called the Amulet Realm for the Prim and Papoy. This is the Basilisk. He's in the Underground City. I think he's in the Fortress too somewhere. He drops the Cockatrice Cap. And that's it for the rare helmets. And then and I already talked about everyone who drops the rare armor. Rare armor is actually only pretty much at the very end of the game. You don't have to worry about that at earlier points. So, yeah, sorry if you hear me like clicking off in the background or whatever. So that's it for all the rare drops. So, yeah. Oh, right. I guess I should go over the, let me go to the weapons guide. It just shows you all the different weapon versions of what they look like, so that's kind of neat. Yeah, you can see the sword. As soon as we do the final battle, we'll unlock the weapons achievement. Yeah, the Daedalus Lance, Aura Glove, or Griffin Claw. It's kind of weird how the Aura Glove doesn't look that big comparatively. Valkyrian. Like I said, if you don't get these throughout the main storyline, don't worry about it. You don't really need the power for it. It's just if you're completing it. The whip doesn't change much over 4. They just color code that one, which is kind of boring when you think about it. Should have been like Castlevania, where they like make flame whips or spikes on them or something like that. And then the Doom Axe. Doom. Let me see what they're. Dragons. Yeah. Oh yeah. It just tells you it's the most powerful of whatever. The only way to really tell what the attack version of a weapon is just go into the wheel here and just kind of. Yeah, most of them have the same power, so at that point it's just, you know, what type of weapon do you want to be using and what features does it use? Because I think like the Javelin's supposed to like make people spaced out, which puts a balloon over them. The whip will tangle people. I think the bow can knock him out. There's like little things that the weapons will do. So at this point in the game, if you've gotten the max items, just choose whatever you want at that point. It's just like, oh, what do I care? But yeah, for the most part, I'm probably gonna just run through the last little bit of the game, mainly because I've been taking forever describing the all the weapons and everything like that. Oh, I forgot to show you off the that I've got the best equipment too in my inventory. Yep, got the Griffin Helm, got the Fairy Crown. I kept the Cockatrice thing, even though I'm not really going to use it, mainly because it has Petrify, but I think some enemies in this game do still do status afflictions like Poison, but yeah, I got the Power Suit, the Fairy Cloak, and then, yeah, the Fairy Rings. Yeah, I had quite a few drops of the other items, even though I'm not going to use them. And I have them on all the characters, as you can see. Then the stats. Yeah, I'm at like 80th level, and that's from grinding. That wasn't even, it was grinding for the best stuff. I wasn't even trying to gain levels. It just kind of happened. As you can see, I'm like 80. And yeah, the boy tends to be the most powerful in terms of strength, while Papoy tends to be the weakest, but he's the spell magic wielder. So, and yeah, we're at max MP, not max health. You have to get to like max level to hit that, I think, for everyone. So just to show off that. So, but yeah, Papoy should be casting magic, and then the girl, or Prim, is supposed to technically be the healer slash, like, I mean, actually I should cast the reduced weapon attacks spell, just so I don't get like too badly damaged for the boss, as well as not getting actually I think the kamikaze that Master Ninja does, I think, goes through that barrier, but anyway, it'll just help with damage reduction until we get there. Oh yeah, it's an enemy from a previous level. Yeah, the enemies will cast spells. But the thing about this, good thing about this game is you're not required to attack a lot of the enemies. You could skip them if you want. I mean, if I wanted to max out my weapon levels for the characters, you could, but the only reason to do that is if you want to be able to charge up to like level 9, which I'm not going to do. I don't think it's worth it. I mean, it does show a unique attack if you do that, but yeah, it takes way too long to grind the weapon levels. At least with magic, I could, oh yeah, I need to remind myself to be casting, I might switch to the sprite for now, just to cast random magic spells or whatever. Oh, maybe I should be casting the weak version of the spell. This spell's weird because it randomly has random effects, like it sometimes will heal you, sometimes it'll knock people out, sometimes it'll like turn them into different forms. It's a little weird, I'll admit. Yeah, I'm just, oh yeah, and every level of a magic has a different percentage of how much it levels up. So I cast 3 spells, so it's leveling up, I think, by 2 every time I do that. Oh yeah, and there was some magic while I was grinding. I was trying to, I ended up like maxing out my spell level on a couple of things. Like I said, I'm only casting this just so I can max out the magic, just to show you the, I think I only have to cast it. I don't think it has to complete the spell itself. Oh yeah, the Wolf Lords are kind of annoying to fight because the way their attacks work, they hit you multiple times, which is a little annoying. Oh yeah, and that's another way to make the sprites like last levels a bit easier. When you get Luna, he gets the ability to absorb magic, which makes it a lot easier to not have to worry about, yep, we got all magic level 8 now that I've done that, so just wanted to show that on screen. Now I don't have to worry about that. But yeah, that part actually didn't take me very long. It was the grinding for equipment, which was the most annoying part. So. Yeah, sorry about not fighting everyone, but like I said, there's no reason to keep doing it if I don't have to. Most more ninjas. The game, if you get farther into the level, into the final areas, it gets a little bit easier to grind because then you can fight more creatures back to back, but that just depends on how often you want to be fighting them and messing with them. But I tried not to go too far into the final area, so I think we're almost there. I think, is it this switch here, I think? Yeah, that'll take us to the final bosses, so I think as soon as you hit this part, I think we're okay, not quite, but as soon as we hit this final bit, you can't go back, so we're almost at the no turning point. I think it might be If it's not this one, it might be the next one or whatever. Yeah, there we go. We've hit the no turning back point, so. Thanatos at last. For the first time, actually, we made him a couple of crimes over the course of the game. If you haven't guessed already, he's actually the real bad guy, because he ends up killing the Emperor of that tried to cause all this, and he killed him in the back. So, but anyway, we'll let him explain what he's doing.
You've come so far, but you are too late. My current body is at its limit. I need another worthy vessel to house my spirit. If I were to take any normal human, my awesome power would tear it apart. But every few decades, there is one born in the shadow of darkness. A human capable of augmenting my powers beyond comprehension. Diluc is one such. His dark powers were sealed as a child. Now he possesses a foolishly naive sense of justice. But no matter. With his body, I will use the Mana Fortress to rule the world. It is time. This body is withering. I must possess my vessel now.
Hey, stop him. Stop him from doing that to Diluc. Stop him.
Resist him.
Dude, we're not even attacking him or anything. So isn't it kind of our fault with not doing anything? Yeah, that happens in this, even the original version, that happens all the time too.
My body cannot last.
Well, now finally, yeah, they finally do something at the very end, but like, it takes a while to react. I know for story purposes you have to like kind of do certain things, but you know.
Falling apart. Hell. You fool.
Diluc, can you hear me?
Yeah, he was acting. Nah, that wasn't that bad.
What? Where am I?
No, Yuri Lowenthal! They can't do that to you!
How good this new body feels! What power! Now the world is mine for the taking!
There's not much we can do. The boss music
No,
started, dude.
Diluc! You give him that right now! You can't just steal someone's body!
My dear, I can do anything I want. Behold, your beloved Diluc. Huh? I can't move!
Can you hear me? It's really me, Diluc. You must listen to me. My connection won't last for long. Thanatos is too strong. And I know how to defeat him. Thanatos was once an ancient sorcerer who sold his soul to Mavolia in exchange for eternal life. His spirit is eternal, but his body decays. When his mortal body grows weak, he must find a new host. And with each new host, his spirit grows darker as it feeds on hatred and destruction.
Silence!
I'm sorry. This goodbye. But I have to do this. Please, take care of her.
Diluc, no! No, stop! You can't!
Impossible! Not when I'd finally cultivated the perfect vessel! I can't survive like this! I have no alternative! You must relinquish your bodies to me!
Alright, it's finally boss time against Thanatos. Yeah, he gets his own creepy boss music. Let's see if we can analyze it. Yeah, I love the Thanatos music every time you fight, like, or Dark Witch or whatever the I don't know, just the theme and the music just playing is super creepy, you know. Oh yeah, his HP is 6666. Don't make it more. Part of the devil. So okay, Lumina. This is a. We don't have a. Oh yeah, I used her thing. So let's give our sword, and then we'll start casting Lumina on him. Oh yeah, I should be casting magic with the. Now we'll just cast Fireball or something like that. Fireball, only Fireball, just Fireball, only Fireball. Hey, anyone who's played D&D knows that. Okay. Oh yeah, we can cast magic while he's doing stuff to me. So yeah, just keep casting whatever your spells are. Because yeah, the sprite will do decent damage either way. So yeah, just keep. Oh yeah, that was the level, the max like version of Fireball. It turns into dragons or whatever. I guess I'd be trying to do that with the other spells, I guess. Let me show off like Dryad's like ability, I guess. And I have enough fairy walnuts to worry about for MP healing, so I'm not too worried about using up my magic. Oh, and we beat him. Yeah. Yeah, if you beat Thanatos and have beaten all the monsters in the game, even the rare encounters, you should get the Beat All Monsters achievement. And being the Dark Lich, of course. And we beat him. Dryad's magic is gone now. Now we can cast the final spell. Because if you've noticed, Dryad only had like 2 spell slots. Everyone else had 3. Now we can actually cast the final spell, which we'll have to use that pretty soon. Surprise, surprise.
No! Tyler!
Hey.
No, it's hard to tell sometimes when the game's got auto go through the dialogue and other times it doesn't. So, yeah, this whole time, the whole point of Prim joining our group was to save dialogue. And, yeah, it kind of didn't happen.
Oh no. We gotta get out now. What's wrong?
Oh, I'm okay. Just dizzy. Forget about me. We got bigger fish to fry. We gotta run!
Alright, we gotta get out of here before the place explodes. Oh, by the way, one of the items in the game that you can use to get out of dungeons easily is the magic rope, but we can't use that in the here, which is kind of a jerk move to do for the final area because you can't go grinding to leave easily. You have to run all the way out. Not that it doesn't take that long to leave, but anyway. Yep, now that we beat Thanatos, the game's over. So nope, nothing else left to do. Just watch the end.
So that's a mana beast?
It looks like Flammy.
Well, I guess Flammy and his kind are mana beasts themselves.
Come on! We gotta hurry before that great mana beast destroys any more than it already has! Come on, bro! Do it!
I can't! I just can't hurt the mana beast. Do you understand what will happen if I destroy it? Only that beast can bring mana back to the world. Without it, mana will cease to exist. And that means... without any mana, sprites will disappear. You'll disappear.
What?
I'm right, aren't I? How can you ask me to do this?
Oh, come on. It's not like I'm gonna die or anything. My world of sprites and elementals will just be separated from this one. It means I won't see you again. Look, if we don't stop the mana beast, your world is finished, right? Don't worry about sprites. Plants, animals, people, and sprites won't stand a chance with the mana beast out there, got it? You wield the mana sword. It's your job to save the world. You can't run away from this. You promised your mother. Remember the mana tree? Don't worry. It'll be okay.
sure.
Duh. Weren't you listening? Let's get going.
All right, there we go. It's final boss time against the Mana Beast
We'll
himself.
cast our mana magic on it. Then the true mana sword will appear.
And yeah, we have to fight. Fortunately, as you already guessed, the Mana Beast is Flamey himself. Whatever happened, whatever magic occurred or was used, Flamey was turned into the final boss of the game against as well. So yeah, the final bit of magic in the game is the secret, which the only way to fight the final boss of the game is to turn the blade into the final blade. So as far as I know, I don't think anyone else can hurt it other than me. And when we do that, yep, we get the trophy and unlock the final scenes. The mana sword is restored, but now we got to fight the creature. And I think you have to cast the magic on the spell quite often, if I recall correctly. Oh yeah, I guess there's a way for us to help with the fight itself. So let's buff up my. Do I want to buff my actual damage or critical? Probably damage for critical hit. Yeah, let's do critical hit on Randy, since he's the only one who's going to be attacking anyway. I don't think I cast magic on the. Oh, I get. Well, let's see if it actually works. Because in the original game, like no magic would work on him. It was only the mana sword that would work. Now, yeah, I didn't even do anything when I cast the magic on him. See, I cast on the Mana Beast, nothing happened. Yeah, don't really get much of a yeah, here we go. Oh wow. Okay, well I am at max level, so. Yeah, there's almost no reason to charge the weapon. I'm just like doing max. Oh yeah, I guess I could. Let's see if I can show off Analyzer before I kill off the beast. I'm probably gonna kill him pretty quick at this level. But I should probably take a while just to show off the awesome music of the finale. Okay, he almost has max levels. Yeah, you don't get. Okay, so we can do. Oh, I guess my crit must have wore out. Man, I didn't expect the crit magic to do max damage. Actually wasn't expecting that. I was expecting to do like 600 or something like that, maybe every once in a while do a little extra damage, so. I forgot how easy, well, I mean, I'm at 80th level, you know. I think the point of him flying away is to give us time to heal while he, or prepare our defenses against him or whatever. But I'm such a high level that it's not even a threat. You know, it does some damage, but not really that worth it. Oh, my magic fade again? I don't think I can cast. I don't know about this game if I remember if you can cast multiple buffs or whatever. Like, could I cast, you know, defense and all this other stuff? But I'm not gonna mess with that. Like I said, I can almost. Oh, my magic wore out. Yeah, the mana sword can run out of juice or whatever. Oh yeah, I can't cast magic if I'm being struck with magic. Yeah, that's probably one of the more annoying things about the final fight is that you have to keep buffing up the sword at some points, otherwise. Hopefully I can get to it before. There we go. Now let's watch the end of the game.
What? No! They're gone. We couldn't even say goodbye.
Not them too.
I'll never forget you. Ever.
Me neither. Or Dyla. We have to be strong. like they were. We have to survive.
The mana beast is turning into snow.
All right, and let's watch the credits roll. Oh, Tom Bayer. Yeah, I don't recognize any of those voices. Yeah, I love the end theme music. But yeah, the Mana Beast, their ride is destroyed. Their friend has disappeared because of the loss of mana. But they've got to live on and, well, live in the new era, I guess, of non-mana. Even though there's multiple other mana games that deal with mana, so apparently it doesn't completely disappear. See. Oh, Genghis Studebaker. That's his name. Huh, I thought it was something completely different. Oh. Yuri wasn't in this game, huh? The guy almost sounds like Yuri Lowenthal. I could swear his voice was in here somewhere, like as a random character. No, one of the few times I recognized the voice actor. Let's see. I don't recognize a lot of these voices. Maybe they're new in the voice acting scene or whatever. The Studebaker was the clearly obvious one. I've heard him for years in games. Saren, yeah, that was the guy. Yeah, I remember I said at the beginning how I don't remember if we actually get told who that guy is. Like, I kind of forgot that was the main character's dad. It'd been so long since I'd played the game, I forgot that little detail or whatever. So, but yeah, we could just get to watch all the scenes unfold. I guess I could talk about there's Santa Claus and everything. I guess talk about the game. I think the remake is good, but it does suffer some issues as well as expounding issues from the original game as well. And I could talk about the original game as well at the same time. I still like the original game, but yeah, it has its major issues. Kind of like the whole way too many weapons, the charge system. You can miss so many times in this game. But it is a simple game overall, even with all its little issues. I almost prefer the sequels because they kind of fixed a lot of these little problems with it, especially in the second Densetsu 3 or the Trials of Mana for the redone version of it. Yeah, the story is simple enough, you know. Boy, girl, and sprite go out to save the world from a creature, which they kind of save it, but kind of fail to because the enemy gets that far to it, where it's basically almost if there's the witch. Oh, she's a sorry, excuse me. You have to fight a witch, and she is the one who kidnapped Dialogue in the first place. We have to go save him, LNA or whatever. There's a running joke in the game about people comparing LNA to Prim or whatever. I think one of the things I do kind of like about the game is they give more characterization to the boy Randy. In the previous game, he almost doesn't have any dialogue, if I recall. I think all he does is like shake his head and nod and stuff like that, but he doesn't actually have dialogue. Prim and the sprite do, but not him. So they actually give him a personality. Now, is it a great personality or whatever? Yeah, it's okay, I guess. He's, I need nothing to like write home about. But the game also adds like extra characterization for all the characters. So like I showed during the scene where you can sleep in the inn, they have different dialogue depending on like what scenes have occurred over the course of the game. And as long as the scenes have occurred, they can talk about it. So there's multiple scenes where they talk about it before they go to bed, which is kind of nice. The only problem is if you're one of those people that just want to get to sleep and get the rest and go into the next part of the game, it kind of delays the game and slows it down a bit, if that makes sense. That's the weird thing about this remake, is it takes a game that was actually pretty quick paced and it slows it down. Not to grind, but you can almost tell, like, everything's extended or slowed or whatever to try and bring in ambiance, kind of like with the cutscenes that you saw there. It's hard to say if that was a good addition or not. One of the things I wish they had done in this game is I wish they gave you the option to play the original version, like that was stored in this copy of the game. I mean, maybe when you beat the game you don't want that, but I kind of wish there was an option to either switch the graphics to the old ones, kind of like some other remakes do, or let you play the original game while buying this new copy as well, just throwing that in there, because the game itself isn't that very many megabytes. You could have easily thrown this in as a bonus for buying the remake. But I don't know, maybe they wanted you to buy the original copy too on like the Wii Shop or other places like that. Oh, now he finally gets let back in the village. All you had to do is save the world, and your fellow villagers like let you back in. You can kind of tell they're kind of sad about doing that to you. Still, that was a dick move, especially after your father leaving you here in the town, hoping they'd take care of you. And music, I don't know, folks. I really wasn't a fan of the remake soundtrack. I've listened to every single soundtrack remake version of it. I just did not care for them. I don't know why. I was almost annoyed at myself. I was like, really? There's none of these songs I like? The remakes I like? Yeah, like every time I had heard a remake, at the beginning I'd be like, oh, this doesn't sound too bad. And then kick in with whatever else they added. I'm like, oh, I do not like this at all. I don't know, maybe that's the old man in me, but like all the music you're hearing right now is the original soundtrack. I guess I could have turned it on to show you what the ending song was in the remake, but I don't know, I don't want to keep harping on it. I just did not like the remake. Maybe they should have gotten a different musical engineer to work on the remake, because I don't know, I just wasn't feeling it. I didn't even read who the Bunsho Keto, I guess he was the rearranger. No, that's just the arrangement itself. That's not the actual remixer. Well, either way, I don't want to like knock on the person, because they thought what they thought was sounded good, but to me personally, it wasn't. Once they do the remake, that was better. Well, not better, but yeah, adding extra characterization. I guess improving obviously spell animations were a bit more verbose. Yeah, I'm trying to think what else they really did that like really made it stand out, other than the obvious graphics improvement, which was okay. I mean, I thought the game looked good. I wouldn't say great. Maybe I'm just a fan of old 16-bit graphics or whatever, because 3D is kind of that weird area. If you do it wrong, it can make the game look pretty ugly. Like Final Fantasy VII is a good example of a game not aging well graphically, as you can tell. Even though the game is great, in my opinion, but yeah, the graphics are definitely a little detailed. That's why I'm a big fan of either sprite art or, you know, super realistic 3D art, because at that point you're taking that model to the extreme. While I think there can be like basic 3D models that can look decent, but it kind of really depends on the game and the art style to make that work. I think Wind Waker or Legend of Zelda is probably a good example of 3D artwork that would last a really long time just because of the way it was designed. Yeah, I do love this ending soundtrack. What else could I say? I think the remake is fine overall. It's definitely, I can see why the remake got like kind of middle to average reviews for the most part. I looked it up and most people rate this like a 6, 7 out of 10. Nothing too great. Probably because fans of the old game probably didn't care for some of the updates or whatever, which there wasn't really much in the way of updates. I hate to say this about the voice acting. I almost wish they kind of left it out except for main characters, because the fact that everyone had a voice actor, I don't know, seemed unnecessary. Does that make sense? I mean, usually I don't mind main characters having voiceover, or characters having voiceover, but most games tend to give only voiceover to, unless it's a specific type of game, most characters that aren't main characters get no voiceover, and only main characters get that to kind of save on money, as well as show the importance that random NPCs don't need that. I mean, there were a couple NPC voice actors that were kind of funny in their own way, and they had some interesting dialogue, but you could have gotten that without voice acting. So it's one of the few times I'd say the game didn't need as much voice acting as it did. Oh yeah, I guess the voice acting in general, for the most part, is fine. There wasn't anything that was like super bad or heinous that I can recall over the course of the game that really stood out to me. It was like, oh, that was terrible. I think maybe Prim's voice could have done a bit more work, maybe. That one seemed a little bit off, but like I said, it wasn't terrible or anything like that. God, I'm trying to think if there's anything else to really talk about the game. Oh, gameplay was pretty much like the original game, and I've already told you my complaints about that, Yeah, that's probably why Secret of Mana probably hasn't aged as well as it could have, just because of it's simple, but it's so simple that it's like, it's almost like it could have its own issues because of that. But I mean, basically this game took what the original game had and just made it the same. They almost didn't do like any updates really of it. Although I think in the original game, I think I remember missing more in the original game than the new game. So that might have been an improvement. Maybe they improved the hit rate. Because, man, there were certain parts of the game where I was just missing all the time. Even though I'd have like 100% rate and smack them, but yet they'd still miss. And I get that the enemies have an evade as well, but it was just at some points it's getting noxious. It's almost like, why even use weapons? Just use magic. The only time you use weapons is at the end of the game, roughly for the final boss, and bosses that have reflect or high magic resistance. But most enemies in the game can be attacked with magic, you know, as long as you have fairy walnuts or whatever, you know, to heal your MP back up. Most of the time you just want to spam magic at them. Which, in the later game, in the third game, the Trials of Mana or whatever, that's kind of, well, at least in the original game. I haven't played the remake yet. That was something you could do in that game, too. You could just spawn spells and make the final, like, certain enemies just, like, child's play. That happened in a game called Secret of Evermore, too, where that was also a game based similar on the Secret of Mana, thus the name Secret of Evermore, which I actually like that game, despite its flaws. Maybe one day I'll play that one. I kind of wish they'd remake that game too, but the company who made it, Square or Enix of America or whatever, went out of business like a long time ago. So I don't even know if Square still owns the license to it or not. But in that game, you could just spam just alchemy like all the time, and so most enemies are bosses. And actually, there's a few bosses that do that too. But anyway, enough about talking about that. I think I still enjoy the game. I'd probably give it like a 6 or 7 out of 10. But anyway, thanks for watching me of this playthrough, and I hope you enjoyed. And hopefully it gave you an idea if you want to buy this game or not buy it. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.